All right, ladies and gentlemen, amazing timing. I'm joined by a very special guest. Please introduce yourself to the people watching at home and let them know what it is that is your connection to this particular tournament.
Well, it is great to be with everybody on a beautiful day in Kansas City. I happen to be the mayor of Kansas City. I was walking around the convention center, saw all these exceptional athletes, families, realized I am not good at volleyball at all anymore, and so I should come and watch some much better competition.
And your name is?
Quinton Lucas is my name.
Mayor Lucas, thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to the broadcast. This is a great opportunity to showcase Kansas City out to a massive, massive audience. And I know firsthand because I played from 2013 to 17 at this event, and 2 of my nationals were in Kansas City. So excellent memories for me, and this is the second year in a row for this event in this convention center. So the relationship between the NCVF Nationals tournament and your city has been long built and long standing. So from your perspective for the city, what does the NCVF tournament mean to you guys? What has it done for Kansas City every April for so many years now?
I mean, you talk about a lot of big events, and Kansas City is blessed to be planning several of them. We have the 2026 FIFA Soccer World Cup.
That's right.
We've got a lot of great things. The NCAA wrestling tournament was here just a few weeks ago, but this is huge. This is something that is bringing thousands of competitors, of families, of fans, and really, you talk about activating a community in this kind of almost downtime in some other sports. Baseball just started. We saw NCAA basketball just wrap, NCAA wrestling, football's a ways off. And so for me to see this championship level competition, to be able to have it in a place like Kansas City, which is going to try to call itself Volleyball City, is something that I think is absolutely exceptional.
That's very well said. Great point about the calendar, because this is a little pocket in the sports calendar that's kind of open for the taking of great events like this to garner some big-time attention nationwide. And there's just something special about this event in particular that I'm just so excited to be back and be involved with, because the energy around it is really, really special. As far as I can remember, this event breaks its own world record for largest collegiate sporting event in the world every year, and it keeps growing and growing and growing. I know we are back to and have exceeded the pre-pandemic levels, and you mentioned the thousands of people that come into Kansas City for this event like this. What does that do for you guys economically? Like, what sort of impact have you noticed?
I mean, first of all, I shudder to think about the poor people who are trying to book a hotel room randomly tonight in Kansas City, and they're like, what the heck is going on here? So there is that great impact. This is why we like people being here. There's the huge impact to our restaurants here in downtown Kansas City. And so much of a lot of major cities' whole story are events like this one. Post-pandemic, you haven't seen the office recovery. You haven't seen a lot of the things that used to fuel a downtown Kansas City and even bigger cities like Chicago or New York. So having these types of visitors from around the country is interesting. But there's one other point that's interesting to me. You get this great diversity of people, of places. I love my Midwest. I know Mizzou is a very good team, and others.
They are.
The hometown team, but nonetheless, getting the chance to have people from every corner of America, women, men, so many different types of athletes, outstanding competitors. I mean, it's actually just something where you sit back and you say it's cool. And I will say this too. And I got to go to the Super Bowl this year and last year and a lot of years lately because the Chiefs are good. Sorry if you're a Bears fan.
Oh, certainly not. I have the pleasure of rooting for the Green Bay Packers.
Much smarter. Thank
you.
But, I think the thing you see over time is there is something cool about looking at this level of competition, of being close to the athletes, being part of the environment and the experience. It almost makes me want to go out there and get spiked on, but maybe I'll just set up somebody else's great shot.
There you go. Well, hey, you're in the right place, because there's no spot in this convention center where you're immune to flying volleyballs. So you always have the head on the swivel for that one.
Right.
So with this event having been in Kansas City for a little while, how much volleyball have you personally gotten to watch, and what are your impressions of the sport as it compares to some of the other sports that have a little bit more of a foothold in Kansas City?
My friend, I have not gotten to see nearly enough. Usually I'm walking by the tournaments. I have a few personal friends who played volleyball, club collegiate volleyball. I'm 40. So the sport, it's amazing growth since then.
Well said.
If you go back 20 years and they were great competitors and there are people who had great teams, but I mean, just seeing it now, I think seeing this great opportunity for a sport that is, relatively safe, doesn't have some of the other issues that you see in others, is something that's rewarding to people. And again, I say this as a guy who loves the NFL, don't get me wrong, but there's something like kind of pure about being here right now and seeing the competitors and seeing sports for what it's all about.
That's exactly right.
Great competitors, great camaraderie, good, thorough competitions with people coming back at the end and being friendly to one another. All of us interacting. This is not necessarily some of the other things that you may see. And with respect to all of them, I've been to a lot of great sporting events, but you know what? Not only you don't just need Taylor Swift showing up at your events, although if she did, I bet she'd be a very good volleyball player.
I bet she would too. She's a tall girl.
She's good. She's quick. I've been to her concert. She can move around very quickly. So
I hear she dropped an album today. So
hey, that's the biggest news in America.
I bet most of the thousands of people playing in this tournament probably have that on in between games.
Right.
So we got a ball flying our way.
Yeah.
Well, another thing that I'm really excited about is the setup that we're going to have tomorrow afternoon and evening, a couple blocks down the road in T-Mobile Center. Because when I was playing in Kansas City, we were just kind of at the other attachment of the convention center, the more the exhibition hall, whatever it's called. But the NCVF has never done anything like we're going to do tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the story, right? I mean, this is a huge sport. It is getting the level of attention that you would expect from some of the biggest collegiate and, frankly, increasingly some professional level of competition.
Absolutely.
So tomorrow our players will be playing in an arena that was built to actually try to attract an NBA team. We've been unsuccessful all these years, and OKC got the cool brand, but nonetheless it means that whether it is looking at facilities, the fan experience, the seating, the jumbotron, all that sort of stuff. And I hope, frankly, that this is something that we continue to expect, not just for this association, but for these players.
Yeah.
I am expecting, I have a 3-year-old son. I don't know if he'll be blessed with great volleyball talent, but nonetheless, everybody can kind of at least get to know the game and the sport.
Sure.
I expect that 15 years from now, when he's looking at schools and all that sort of stuff, you'll have even more active programs. I'm also proud to see my alma mater, Washington University in St. Louis here.
Hey, you went to WashU.
I went
Very
to
nice.
WashU. I picked
Very
up
nice.
a lot of great Cornell, and so love seeing really the expanse of schools as well. This isn't just, Alabama versus Auburn. I love them too, right? And some good SEC action, but it's a little bit of everybody, and that is super cool.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting me be a small part of this.
You're so welcome, Mayor Lucas.
It's great.
Pleasure
Enjoy your
to have
time
you
in Kansas City. Everybody, next time they're here, you should come here and spend lots of money in KC. We're delighted to have you.
Well, very well said. We love coming back to Kansas City. It's been a fantastic host and a partner for this event. We're excited to showcase a little bit of what the city's got going on, and tomorrow in T-Mobile Center, that will be the biggest and best finals atmosphere in the history of collegiate club volleyball, and I'm very confident stating that. If you happen to be around one of the last 2 matches, we got a little tradition of everybody, probably 10,000 people, singing "Sweet Caroline" by Neil Diamond together. That will send chills down your spine every time.
It will be amazing, and I am a baseball fan. I've seen that done in Fenway Park. It's cool. I look forward to seeing this one because that's even cooler to me, and it's also, of course, in Kansas City.
Thank you very much, Mayor Lucas.
Hey, good luck, everybody.
Appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. We look
Thank
forward to the rest of a great event. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks so much.